I am sorry, but Archangel Michael has been hiding a secret from you. Today you are seeing this because God has finally allowed me to reveal it. The person you trust the most did something behind your back. Beloved, please open this message, because if you do not, this message will burn and vanish within 10 seconds. This is not a coincidence. The timing is not random. You were meant to see this because heaven has been waiting for the right moment to speak to your heart. The truth that has been kept hidden is not here to break you but to awaken you. This is that moment. Do not run. Do not scroll away. What you are about to hear is part of a divine alignment for your life. Sometimes, God delays the truth to protect your heart. Sometimes, angels keep things in silence because the weight of knowing too soon would break what God is still healing. God has carried this burden in silence not because you didn't deserve to know, but because timing in heaven is holy. What was hidden is now being revealed because your heart has entered a new season. The person you trusted the most did something behind your back, and while it hurt, it was also a tool that heaven allowed to shape your spiritual strength. You have been walking through shadows without knowing that light was always ahead. You were never alone, even when betrayal knocked on your door. God was there the night your heart couldn't rest. He stood by your side when the tears soaked your pillow. When confusion wrapped around you like a storm, He was fighting battles in the invisible for your protection. He could have revealed it then, but God whispered, "Not yet." Every moment you felt like giving up, a force held you up from within, and that was not by chance. That was Michael. That was the Lord sending help even when you thought no one was watching. The secret that was kept from you is not here to wound you further. It's here to set you free. If this is already stirring something deep in you, please like this video to help someone else find this message too. This is more than human betrayal. This is spiritual. The betrayal you experienced was not just a personal wound, but a doorway the enemy tried to use to shake your identity, to make you doubt your worth, your calling, your value. But God never left you vulnerable. God was sent as a warrior, not just to expose, but to shield. There were words spoken behind closed doors that could have crushed you, but heaven intercepted the arrow. There were decisions made behind your back, but God stepped in and rewrote what they meant for harm. What happened behind your back was real, but so is the shield that protected you. You were covered even in your most unaware moments. The reason you are seeing this right now is because the covering is still over you. You are not watching this out of luck or boredom. This is a divine appointment, orchestrated by the Most High. There is a shift happening in the spirit realm concerning you. Heaven is bringing you into a new clarity. It is no longer a season of wondering or guessing who is truly for you. God is lifting the veil. And though the truth may sting, His comfort will embrace you even stronger. Stay with me to the end. There is more you must hear. The presence of God is not soft or subtle. He is a commander in the army of heaven, a protector sent when the battle is too fierce for ordinary strength. If Michael has been assigned to your life, that means your life carries weight in the kingdom. That means hell has tried to take you out more times than you know. That means what you survived was not small. That means your anointing carries the kind of fire that threatens the darkness. You are not just anyone. You are chosen. And the secret that was hidden was never bigger than the power God placed inside of you. Comment 1111. If you believe what was sent to destroy you will be the reason you rise. You may feel like you've lost trust in people. You may feel like you'll never fully recover from what happened. But the truth is, God is using even that pain as a foundation for something unshakable. You are being rebuilt stronger, not weaker. You are being refined like gold in the fire, not broken into ashes. Every tear was collected by God. Every prayer you whispered, even the ones that came out as sobs, reached heaven's throne. God did not just observe your pain, He fought through it with you, shielding your spirit from unseen destruction. There are things you were not told because heaven was not done preparing you. There are blessings you didn't receive yet because the people around you were not pure. Now that the truth is coming into the light, God is clearing the way. You may feel the loss, but what you're about to receive will make every betrayal feel small. What was done behind your back will not stop the blessing that is walking straight to your front door. Heaven's plans for you have not been canceled. They have only been delayed so that your heart would be whole when they arrive. God has guarded you in silence, but now He moves with revelation. He is placing people in your life who are sent from God, who carry honor, truth, and spiritual covering. You will not walk surrounded by secret enemies anymore. You will be surrounded by peace. The same sword Michael wields against darkness is now breaking the ties to betrayal, disloyalty, and confusion that have tried to follow you for years. You are being released from hidden bondage. The chains are falling one by one. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. You have been chosen to walk a path that demands the presence of warriors. The truth that someone you trusted acted behind your back is painful, but it is not the end. It is the doorway. The betrayal was not just a loss of trust, it was a sign that heaven is setting you apart from what cannot follow you into your next chapter. This message is not just for your mind, it is for your soul. It is for the part of you that feels like you were left behind, like you were made to carry weight that no one saw. God saw it all, and He sent Michael to carry the burden with you. You may not have realized it, but during the times you felt abandoned by people, heaven increased its nearness to you. The silence you felt was not absence, it was preparation. God was whispering direction to your spirit when everyone else was speaking confusion. There were moments you were tempted to question your worth, but instead of letting the enemy plant lies in your heart, God stood in the gap, surrounding you with the kind of invisible protection that only heaven can provide. While others were plotting behind your back, angels were forming a circle of fire around your future. There is a reason you're still standing. There is a reason your soul never gave up, even when it wanted to. That reason is God. That reason is the covering of angels who have warred for your destiny in secret. What was done behind your back is being judged in heaven, not by your anger, but by the righteousness of God. You do not need to seek revenge, because God's justice is never late. You do not need to explain yourself, because heaven's favor will speak louder than the voices that spoke against you. Keep your peace, keep your purity. You are protected. Comment 222 if you trust that God's protection is stronger than any betrayal behind your back. The sword of God is not drawn lightly. He moves only when God commands him. If His sword is in motion now, it is because your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. It is because your purpose carries weight. It is because your calling cannot be polluted by the plans of the enemy. The sword is moving to cut the ties that were hidden, to sever the connections that once looked good on the outside but were poisoned beneath the surface. You are being delivered from appearances. What once fooled you will no longer have power over you. This exposure is not to shame anyone. It is to set you free. The Holy Spirit is sweeping through your life to clean what was never meant to stay. There are voices that once felt familiar, but were laced with manipulation. There are people who pretended to support you, but their hearts held envy, not love. God has seen it all. Nothing escapes His eye. And what He reveals, He does not reveal to destroy. He reveals to redeem. He reveals to purify the path ahead. You are not losing people. You are shedding layers that no longer belong to your new beginning. You may feel afraid of what comes after this truth. That fear is understandable, but it cannot stay. Let it go. God is not sending this word to leave you broken. He is sending it to lift you up. He is not calling you to dwell in the pain, but to rise in the promise. You are being invited into a deeper place where your peace is not shaken by what people do or say. You are being rebuilt into someone who can walk through fire and still carry the fragrance of heaven. You are being transformed. God never reveals without reason. He moves on behalf of those whose hearts are loyal to God, even in secret. You may not be perfect, but your desire to stay close to God has reached heaven. You may have failed, stumbled, or doubted, but your repentance moved the heart of God. That is why you are seeing this now. You are not being punished. You are being elevated. And before elevation comes revelation. Before breakthrough comes shaking. This is not your destruction. This is your preparation. Your steps are about to be ordered in a new direction. The pain that betrayal brought will not define you. The lies that were spoken behind you will fall powerless. You are stepping into a season where God Himself will vindicate you. He will make the truth known without you lifting a finger. You will not need to shout to be heard. God will raise your voice in the Spirit, and the right ears will hear you. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer overlooked. Heaven has placed its light upon you, and no darkness can dim it. You must continue forward with faith, not fear. You must let the healing of God run deep through you. You must not cling to what was, even if it once made you feel safe. What God is bringing into your life will be rooted in truth, not secrecy. What God is preparing for you will be holy, not heavy. You will feel peace again. You will trust again. You will rise with eyes wide open and a heart that beats with courage. You will not be a prisoner to what happened. You will be a living testimony of what God can do when He reveals what was once hidden. Do not mourn what was exposed. Celebrate what was removed. Thank God for what did not continue. You are being saved from deeper wounds. You are being rescued from future harm. The hand of God is on your life, and God has been sent to ensure that no force of darkness succeeds in pulling you away from your calling. What they tried to hide from you, God is placing in the open with purpose. The enemy thought he could weaken you through deception, but instead you are rising stronger in discernment. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Let your heart rest now. Let your spirit receive. You are not meant to carry the burden of understanding every detail. You are only called to trust the one who sees it all. God has never lost sight of you, not for a moment. And even now, as you sit with this truth, the angels are still watching, still fighting, still protecting what God has spoken over your life. The betrayal will not have the final word. The pain will not have the final voice. The glory of God is coming to speak louder than any secret ever could. The person you trusted who moved behind your back was not simply a mistake or an accident. That situation was allowed by God not to hurt you, but to expose what was never meant to stay attached to your destiny. There was a moment in the Spirit when God saw that their presence was going to hinder your future, and He permitted it to come into the light. But even in that permission, He did not leave you unguarded. God was standing watch, ensuring that the exposure would not break your soul, but instead release you into freedom. Do not think for a second that your pain was unnoticed. Every moment of confusion, every wave of disbelief, every time you blamed yourself for not seeing it sooner, all of that was held in the heart of God. There was never a moment when you were alone in it. Even when you sat quietly, smiling in front of others while breaking on the inside, heaven was closer than your breath. And Michael, the warrior of God, was already standing between you and deeper harm. The pain may have touched you, but it did not consume you, because you were shielded. There is something holy rising in you now. A new strength is being poured into your soul, the kind that doesn't just survive storms, but walks through them with peace that does not make sense to the world. The betrayal was a wound, but it has now become a passage into divine clarity. You will begin to see people for who they truly are. You will no longer carry the weight of false loyalty. God is removing the fog. He is awakening your eyes to discern what is true, what is sent, and what is meant to go. The time of spiritual blindness is over. Comment 333 to declare your faith in what God is revealing and restoring right now. The reason heaven allowed you to be shielded from the full truth until now is because had you known too soon, you may have stayed in places God was already calling you to leave. Sometimes, comfort becomes the cage, and God uses shaking to break the walls. The secret being revealed is not to haunt you, it is to unlock you. You are stepping out of the place of emotional captivity. You are being led by the Spirit into a wide-open place where your soul can breathe again without pretending. You do not have to shrink to fit the spaces where you once felt safe. God is creating something new. God has been near because the calling on your life carries weight in the spirit realm. You are not average. Your presence threatens darkness. Your prayers shift atmospheres. Your voice carries anointing. That is why the enemy tried so hard to plant betrayal in the people closest to you. But what the enemy forgot is that when God places his hand on someone, no amount of deceit can remove it. You are still covered. You are still called. You are still chosen, even after the betrayal. Heaven's love for you never faltered. Not when you cried alone. Not when you questioned everything. Not when you begged for answers that didn't come. Love stood beside you in silence, waiting for the right time to speak. That time is now. The silence has broken, and what was hidden is being pulled out into the open, not just the betrayal, but the strength, the calling, the truth about who you really are. You are not fragile. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not disposable. You are precious. You are protected, and you are powerful. This is a holy shift. Your soul is being recalibrated. Everything that was draining you is being identified and removed. You no longer have to carry what doesn't belong to you. The false guilt, the confusion, the fear of speaking up. God is removing every chain that betrayal tried to place on you. He is wiping away every lie that whispered you were not enough. God is not only fighting the external battles, He is also standing guard over your heart so that the healing process does not get interrupted by voices that were never sent by God. You are being rebuilt on truth now. No more illusions. No more games. No more settling for people who only loved you when it was convenient. You are being surrounded by what is real. God is bringing divine connections, people who will honor your heart and not exploit it. He is bringing voices that speak life, not death. He is sending favor that comes with peace, not pressure. The exposure of what was done behind your back is not the end. It is the beginning of something eternal. The tears you cried in secret watered the soil for a greater season. You planted in pain, but you will reap in joy. God has not forgotten a single moment. Your sacrifice, your silence, your effort to still love even when your heart was bleeding. That kind of love does not go unnoticed in heaven. It echoes in eternity. It moves the angels. It stirs the heart of God. And now, heaven is moving on your behalf. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles, but this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. The same God who defended Daniel when he was surrounded, who stood against the Prince of Darkness, is the one who stands beside you now. He is fighting what you cannot see. He is clearing what you do not yet understand, and he is doing it not because of who you are in the eyes of people, but because of who you are in the eyes of God. This season will not end in defeat. This exposure will not break you. This pain will not define you. It will teach you, elevate you, and ultimately release you into joy that the enemy cannot take. You are walking out of this stronger, wiser, and with a heart that beats in rhythm with heaven. You were never abandoned. You were being prepared. You were never rejected by heaven. You were being refined. You were never forgotten. You were being favored in secret. Now that the secret has been revealed, you will never go back to who you were before. You cannot unknow what heaven has shown you. You cannot unsee the truth. And that is not a curse, it is a blessing, because truth is the beginning of freedom. And freedom is the beginning of walking fully in your divine identity. This is not about punishment. This is about positioning. You are being positioned in the presence of God for healing, strength, and peace that passes all understanding. The pain that once clung to your chest is being unraveled. The heaviness in your heart is being replaced by an unexplainable peace. It is not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because heaven is whispering to your soul, you are safe now. You are covered. You are not going back to that place again. The person who did what they did behind your back thought they would never be seen, but nothing escapes the eyes of the Lord. And while God is love, He is also justice. He is not careless with His children. What was spoken in secret will be handled in heaven's courtroom. But you, beloved, are not being called to carry bitterness or vengeance. You are being called to walk free. The same God who saw the betrayal is the same God who will prepare a table for you in the presence of every voice that once doubted your worth. This moment is not just the end of a hidden wound, it is the start of healing that goes deeper than you thought possible. It is not the kind of healing that covers up the pain and pretends it never happened. It is the kind that walks into the pain, holds it gently, and pours living water over it until it no longer stings. God has not left your side. He is not just a messenger of warning, He is a deliverer, a guardian, a divine warrior who stands between you and every force that tries to rob you of peace. Comment 555 to receive God's promise of protection and peace over your next chapter. This next part of your journey will be marked by rest, not laziness, not idleness, but rest in your soul. The kind of rest that comes when you stop living in fear of what others might be saying or doing behind your back. The kind of rest that comes when your trust is placed fully in the Lord. You will breathe easier. You will no longer have to overthink every conversation or replay every word in your mind. That anxiety is not yours anymore. Heaven is lifting it off you. God is covering your heart with stillness. You are not responsible for keeping yourself safe anymore. God is taking over. You are not walking into this next season guarded by your own strength. You are walking in with heavenly security, with Michael standing watch, with the Spirit of God going before you. The people who tried to manipulate your kindness will no longer have access to your peace. The ones who tried to use your trust as a weapon will find their hold broken. The grip they had on your emotions is being severed now by the sword of truth. This is not just about one relationship or one betrayal. It goes deeper. This is about a pattern that has tried to follow you for years. A spiritual chain that keeps disguising itself in different faces, different voices, but always leaves you doubting your own worth. That chain is breaking. God is doing surgery on your soul. He is removing the roots of rejection, insecurity, and people-pleasing that grew silently through the cracks of your early pain. He is not just dealing with what happened recently. He is healing what you thought would never be touched. Every layer of fear that was built because of betrayal is being peeled back, one by one, slowly, tenderly. Nothing will be rushed, nothing will be ignored. God is a gentle healer. He does not rip out the pain, He removes it with care. You are not just being delivered from what happened, you are being restored into the truth of who you are. You are not a victim. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too trusting or too soft. You are exactly who God created you to be, and your softness is a gift, not a weakness. God has kept watch while your heart was broken, but now He fights to make sure your heart is rebuilt. He is placing spiritual barriers between you and those who meant harm. He is making sure that every time you step forward, heaven has already cleared the ground beneath your feet. You do not need to fear what is coming. You do not need to wonder if you will ever feel whole again. You are already being made whole, even now, even in this moment. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Your voice is being restored. Your confidence is returning. Your discernment is sharpening. The things that used to confuse you will no longer sway your spirit. The lies that once sounded true will fall silent. You will not be easily shaken anymore. What used to trigger fear will now only strengthen your faith. What used to break you will now remind you of how far you've come. The secret that was hidden from you has now lost its power. What once controlled the narrative of your emotions has been exposed by the light of God. God is bringing divine reversal. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was betrayal, there will be blessing. Where there was silence, there will be songs of joy. You are being pulled from a dark place into a wide and open space, a place where you can walk freely, love without fear, and live without waiting for the next wound. The angels are rejoicing over your breakthrough. You may not feel it fully yet, but it's already happening. The heaviness you carried is beginning to lift. You have walked through seasons where you had to smile through silence, carry joy while your soul was aching, and keep walking even when your spirit was exhausted. Heaven took notice. The betrayal was not unseen. The secret actions, the hidden words, the quiet plotting done behind your back, none of it passed by unnoticed in the courts of heaven. God saw, and He stayed close, not only to watch, but to protect. He stood between you and the deeper pain the enemy had planned. There was more that could have broken you, but heaven blocked it. This message is falling into your life at this exact time because the Lord is finalizing something. This is the end of confusion. This is the end of hidden attachments that tried to convince you that you had to keep proving your worth. You never had to beg for love. You never had to fight to be seen. The one who created you has never stopped watching over you. God has never left your side. What was done behind your back will not follow you into your next season. What was hidden from you is no longer holding power. Comment 1212 if you believe the time of hidden pain is ending and God is revealing truth to free you. Your soul has been through enough. You've endured seasons of giving when no one gave back, of staying loyal when others walked away with ease, of believing in the good when others acted with deceit. This resilience you carry is not weakness. It is not blindness. It is the divine character of Christ forming inside of you. You were built with the heart of heaven inside of you. That is why you didn't become bitter. That is why, even in the betrayal, your love didn't die. That kind of heart is rare, and heaven honors it. Now, because of that heart, God is going before you with justice. He is sending restoration in waves that will wash over every empty place. You will not carry this betrayal as your identity. It will not follow your name. It will not live in your chest forever. The weight is being lifted, the ache is being healed, and even though they acted in secret, even though they smiled while speaking against you, heaven has overturned it all. What the enemy meant as a wound is becoming your greatest witness of God's glory. God has begun a movement around your life. Angels are being assigned to places you've worried about. They are walking ahead of you into rooms you have not entered yet, preparing favor where there was once rejection. They are standing at the doors you once feared were closed, and they are unlocking what no human hand can block. You are no longer walking into unknown places alone. There is heavenly movement surrounding your every step. You are being carried into peace. This kind of peace doesn't come from explanations. It doesn't come from hearing apologies that may never be spoken. This peace is born from knowing that God sees, God knows, and God has already judged rightly. You do not need to understand everything to receive healing. You only need to let go. And letting go doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It means surrendering it to the hands of the only one who can carry justice and mercy at the same time. God is not asking you to forget. He is asking you to move forward, knowing that you are still protected. There is something holy being rebuilt in you. A new identity is emerging. One that is no longer tied to how others treated you. One that is no longer shaped by the betrayal of someone you trusted. You are not what they said. You are not who they pretended you were. You are not too much. You are not too soft. You are not too trusting. You are exactly the way God created you, and your spirit carries the fragrance of heaven even after the fire you've walked through. God's presence has never been casual. His assignment has always been divine. You may not have seen the battles he fought for you in the unseen realm, but your survival is proof of victory. The fact that you are still here, still standing, still searching for truth, still holding on to hope, it's proof that darkness could not take what God covered. You have been carried through more than you realize, and heaven is not finished moving in your life. What you've seen so far is only the beginning. From this moment on, there will be signs. Not just in your spirit, but in the physical. God is making it clear. People will start revealing themselves without you asking. Conversations will unfold that confirm what heaven has already shown. Doors will open without manipulation. Peace will return to your home. Sleep will come easier. Tears will lessen, and joy will not feel so far away. This is not imagination. This is the hand of God putting your life back together piece by piece, in ways that even you could not have prayed for. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. This is what it feels like when God rewrites the narrative. The betrayal that once defined your past will no longer be the center of your story. What once caused shame will now carry wisdom. What once broke your heart will now birth purpose. You are not just recovering, you are rising, and your rise is protected, covered, guarded. Heaven is surrounding you. There is no going back. The light has come. The veil is lifted. God has done his part in silence, and now he stands visible, sword drawn, watching as you step into freedom with boldness. No fear, no doubt, no guilt. Just you and the presence of God surrounding your every breath. This is a holy turning. The person who betrayed you will not define what happens next. They are not the author of your life. God is. You are being redefined by heaven, loved by heaven, defended by heaven. And what happens next in your life will not be small. It will not be quiet. It will be drenched in glory. Because you stayed faithful in silence. Because you held on even when your heart was breaking. Because you chose love over revenge. And because you never stopped believing that somehow God would turn it around. Now that it's out in the open, it can no longer control you. The betrayal may have wounded you, but it no longer owns you. The moment truth came into the light, a part of you that was trapped in silence was released. The confusion that wrapped around your chest like a shadow is lifting. There is air returning to your soul again. You may not understand why they did what they did, but you no longer need to. Understanding their reason will not give you peace. Only God's healing can. This is why Michael stood beside you in silence for so long, because if this had been revealed too soon, the enemy would have used it to harden your heart. But now, God has done something deeper in you. He has anchored you to His presence, taught you how to listen for His voice, trained you to lean on Him more than anyone else. So now, even as the truth rises, you are not shattered, you are steady. You are held, you are not shaken, and that is the real miracle. You've been misunderstood, you've been overlooked, you've been taken for granted, but not by heaven. The same God who caught your tears is now lifting your head. The same God who heard the lies is now rewriting the ending. The same God who assigned God to guard your spirit is now releasing you into a place of freedom that no man, no betrayal, no deception can take away from you again. You are not just being healed, you are being crowned. Not with pride, but with purpose. Comment 777 if you know that what tried to defeat you is the very thing God will use to elevate you. You were never meant to carry the weight of their decisions. You were never meant to fix what they secretly broke. What was done in the dark, behind your back, was not a reflection of your worth. It was a reflection of their brokenness. You don't need to keep questioning what you could have done differently. That season is over. God is closing the door gently but firmly, and what is behind you cannot touch what is ahead of you. Your steps are being made new. Your future is untouched by their decisions. You may still feel tired. You may still carry moments of sorrow. But listen, those feelings do not mean that healing hasn't begun. Healing is not a single moment. It is a divine process. Every time you choose to breathe instead of breaking down, you are healing. Every time you choose to rest instead of overthinking, you are healing. Every time you choose to trust again, even with trembling hands, you are healing. And God is fighting to make sure nothing interrupts that process. Heaven is defending your healing. God knows what it cost you to keep walking with faith when your heart was full of doubt. He knows how much strength it took to keep loving when you felt betrayed, and He has not forgotten. Every unseen sacrifice, every silent prayer, every night you stayed awake wondering why He saw it all. And now He is repaying you not with just justice, but with restoration. The kind of restoration that brings beauty where there was once ruin, the kind that makes you laugh again without fear, the kind that opens doors you never thought would open again. God has been clearing the path, removing unseen obstacles, pushing back spirits of manipulation and confusion that tried to linger. You may not have felt it happening, but that's the nature of angelic protection. It's not always loud, it's not always visible, but it is always effective. You were kept from worse. You were shielded from deeper pain. And now, you are stepping into a place of clarity, where the voices of deception will no longer echo. God is turning the volume down on everything that tried to distract your destiny. This next season will not be built on the approval of others. It will not be built on their acceptance. God is giving you a new foundation, one that is unshakable, one that is based on His Word, His presence, His love, and His truth. No more guessing who is for you, no more bending to be accepted, no more shrinking to be safe. You will rise with boldness. You will walk with discernment, and you will no longer second-guess the wisdom God has placed inside of you. The betrayal behind your back was painful, yes, but it also revealed something powerful. It showed you that you are stronger than you knew. It showed you that even when people fail you, God never does. It taught you to listen to His voice louder than theirs. And that, beloved, is one of the greatest gifts. Because now your heart belongs to God fully, and no one can pull you out of His arms. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. You don't need to fear what comes next. You don't need to brace for more pain. What's coming is not more sorrow. What's coming is glory, restoration, peace, alignment, and yes, joy, deep and lasting joy, the kind of joy that does not need permission from others to exist, the kind that lives quietly in your soul and sings even when the room is silent. God is giving you that joy. God stands as a guardian of your joy now. He will not allow the same pain to repeat. The cycle is broken. The patterns are ending. What you tolerated before, you will no longer have to endure. What you accepted in silence before, you will now walk away from in strength. What was once hidden has no place in your life anymore. Only truth, only peace, only love that is holy. This is not the end of your story. This is a holy beginning. The next pages are already being written in heaven, and every sentence is soaked in promise. God is writing beauty into the places where pain once lived. He is rewriting the parts of your heart that forgot how to trust. He is restoring the dreams you once buried because of fear. Those dreams are coming back to life now. You will see goodness again. You will feel safe again. You will laugh without looking over your shoulder. You will love without apology. You will walk without fear. You will live without needing to hide your heart. The betrayal may have happened, but it will not have the final word. God does. The reason it hurt so deeply was because you trusted so deeply, and God never rebukes you for having a pure heart. You gave love without condition. You believed in someone who did not honor your belief in them, and though it hurt, it never made you less. Their betrayal is not your identity. Their decision is not your destiny. Their actions behind your back are not more powerful than the plans God has spoken over your life from the beginning of time. Heaven has not changed its mind about you. There were nights when your heart cried so quietly that not even your own voice could hear it, but heaven did. There were moments when you smiled in rooms full of people while your soul was screaming for answers. But God was not silent. He was watching. God was guarding. The pain you carried did not go unseen. The secret that was kept from you did not erase your value. If anything, it revealed just how protected you've been all along, because even in the middle of betrayal, you were being shielded by the hand of God. Comment 999 if you believe no betrayal, no secret, no lie will ever block the purpose God has placed over your life. You're walking into a new chapter now, not defined by what was done to you, but by what God is doing in you. The person you trusted may have moved in darkness, but heaven is restoring your life in the light. You don't need their apology to move forward. You don't need closure from people who were never assigned to stay. God Himself is your closure. His peace is your answer. His love is your stability. And His voice is louder than every lie spoken behind your back. God didn't just stand back and watch while you suffered. He was sent to protect the promise on your life. You are not here by chance. Your name is written on the palms of God's hands. You are not forgotten. You are not lost. You are not defined by how people treated you. You are a child of the Most High. Heaven has surrounded you with strength when you felt weakest, and now you are being lifted into a place where only truth and peace can follow. This is your holy turning. No more returning to what drained you. No more carrying weight that never belonged to you. The secret that was once hidden was a burden that kept your heart in chains, but now, with light breaking through, those chains are crumbling. You don't need to fix anything. You only need to follow God's leading. Let Him untangle what your heart couldn't. Let Him separate you from the pain so you can finally breathe again. There is a fresh wind coming into your spirit. You may feel tired, but this is not your end. You are being renewed. Your soul is being washed clean from the heaviness of other people's decisions. You are not responsible for how they mishandled you. You are only responsible for how you rise now. And you will rise not with bitterness, not with revenge, not with anger, but with peace, with grace, with the same love that held you through the storm. This is what it means to be truly protected by heaven. Not that bad things never happen, but that even in betrayal, you are never alone. Even in heartbreak, you are never abandoned. Even in confusion, you are never forgotten. God walks with you through every fire. God goes before you, clearing the path, cutting off every hidden agenda, silencing every whispered lie, blocking every scheme the enemy has tried to place in your way. You are not just walking forward, you are walking in favor. The people who stood in secret conversations thinking you would never find out have no idea how much God has already redeemed. What they tried to build against you has fallen apart in the spirit. What they meant for harm has been reversed, and what they never thought you'd recover from is already becoming your testimony. You are not broken. You are being made whole. You are not weak. You are gaining strength. You are not small. You are standing tall under the covering of the Most High God. There will be moments ahead where the enemy may try to remind you of the pain. But don't be afraid of that, because now you have the truth. Now you carry the light. Now you know who you are and whose you are. And no voice from your past can outshine the authority God has placed in your present. The one who was with you in the valley is the same one walking you to the mountain. Your steps are no longer hesitant. They are guided by divine clarity. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds. It's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Your heart has been broken, yes, but it has also been shaped. And in that shaping, you have become someone who no longer needs to beg for what God freely gives. You are no longer afraid of being alone because you have seen what heaven's presence feels like in your loneliest hour. You are no longer afraid of truth because it no longer wounds, it heals. You are no longer scared of what people hide because what God reveals, He also redeems. God has not stopped His watch over you. He is still surrounding your life with protection, with strength, and with divine clarity. You may not hear His footsteps, but you will feel the safety. You may not see His sword, but you will know the peace that comes when enemies can no longer reach you. This season is not about exposure alone. It is about elevation. God did not reveal this to leave you broken. He revealed it to lift you higher. And higher you will go, not through effort, not through striving, but through surrender, through trust, through staying in the presence of the one who never left your side, even when everyone else did. The God who stayed is the God who saves. The God who knows is the God who heals. And the God who reveals is the God who restores. The secret that was kept from you was not just about what someone else did. It was about what heaven needed to shield you from, while God finished preparing the ground beneath your feet. You could not carry the truth too soon, because it would have grown roots in soil that was not ready. Now that your spirit has matured, now that you have walked through the valley and still held on to your faith, Now that you have learned how to trust God's silence, you are finally ready to carry the truth with peace, not pain. What was done behind your back was cruel, yes, but it was never beyond God's reach. Every whisper behind your name, every smile that hid a knife, every action cloaked in dishonesty was caught and judged by the righteousness of God. You don't need to carry vengeance. You don't need to explain your heart to those who never cared to understand it. The truth has already risen to the surface, and where God's truth stands, no lie can survive. Comment 1010 if you believe God is turning every betrayal into a blessing that no one can reverse. There is something new beginning inside you now. Not something small, not something temporary, something eternal. It is the restoration of your joy, the rebirth of your confidence, and the deep, unshakable knowledge that you are fully known by God and still entirely loved. You are not disposable. You are not forgotten. You are not a mistake. You are a vessel of promise, and that promise is now being fulfilled, not in some distant future, but in the quiet places of your heart, here and now. The more the enemy tried to break your spirit through the betrayal, the more heaven built a fortress around your soul. You may have felt unprotected, but you were never uncovered. The reason you made it through what others would have collapsed under is because the hand of God never let go of you. Even when your heart shattered, your purpose remained untouched. And now the pieces of your heart are being restored not back to what they were, but into something even stronger, even purer, even more beautiful. There is a beauty rising from the ashes of your silence. And it's not a beauty that comes from pretending to be fine. It's the beauty that comes from surrender, from letting go, from choosing peace, even when you had every right to stay bitter, from choosing to bless when you could have cursed, from choosing to keep walking when everything in you wanted to stop. That strength didn't come from you. It came from the Spirit of God living inside you, holding you up when your strength ran out,